Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about C++ programming. The topics which we are going to see today are the basics, that is just an introduction about programming in C++ and OOPS concepts. C++ is an object-oriented programming language. It was developed as an extension of C, so it resembles the C language. C++ was developed by Johnny Stroustrup in early 1980s. It is a general-purpose programming language which can be used to develop operating systems, browsers, embedded systems, desktop applications, games, etc. Next, let's see some important difference between C and C++. C is a structural programming language, that is, it follows a structure for the programs, whereas C++ is a object-oriented programming language where objects are created that contain both data and function. Next is C does not support classes and objects, but C++ supports classes and objects since it is a object-oriented programming language. C cannot run C++ code, but C++ can run 99% of C code because it is an extension of C language. C programs follows top-down approach where the bigger problem is broken into smaller one and the process is repeated for each and every problems. But C++ follows bottom-up approach where small modules, that is small parts of the code, are developed and combined into bigger ones. The last difference is data in C can be easily manipulated by the outsiders, but in C++, data cannot be manipulated by the outsiders. Hence, programs are secure. These are some of the key differences between C and C++. Next, let's see the features of C++. I had listed some of the important features of C++. First feature is simple. That is, programs are simple to code, learn and understand. Second is fast. C++ programs are faster than much other programs. Third is object-oriented. C++ is object-oriented programming language. And next feature is portable, where C++ programs can be run on any systems. C++ programs are extensible, which can be easily added with additional modules later. The next feature is it has rich set of library with many functions to perform numerous operations. Then next, memory management. Memory can be easily managed with memory management functions in C++. And finally, C++ is a compiled language, that is, programs are compiled and then executed. These are some of the features and not the all. Yes, next let's see the OOPS concepts. OOPS, that is object-oriented programming. So, what are all the concepts in OOP language? Yes, objects, classes, data abstraction and encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, dynamic binding, and message passing. First, let's see what is an object. In general, objects means a thing. Likewise, in a programming language, objects are the basic runtime entities. For example, table, student, fruit, bank account, etc. Everything is considered as an object in an OOP language. Objects consist of data and functions. Here, for example, the object student. The object student has roll number, name, marks as data, and the operations to be performed on these data are called functions. So, total, average, result are the functions of this student object. This is how objects are combined as data and functions. Next concept is classes. Classes are collection of objects of similar type. A class can contain any number of objects. Hence, objects are known as the variables of class. For example, If animal is a class, then dog, cat, goat, cow, tiger, etc. are its objects. The third OOPS concept is data abstraction and encapsulation. Data abstraction means representing the essential features alone without including the background details. Class is an example for abstraction. Encapsulation. Encapsulation means the process of wrapping up of data and functions as a single unit called class. The data is insulated inside the class, which makes the outside programs to access the data difficult. This process of securing the data is known as data hiding or information hiding. The next concept is inheritance. The process of deriving a new class from an existing class is called inheritance. The existing class is called base class or parent class. The new class is called derived class or child class. The derived class inherits the properties of its base class. For example, here A is a base class and B is the derived class. Hence, B inherits the properties of class A and also it has its own additional properties too. The next concept is polymorphism. Poly, it means many. The ability to take more than one form is called polymorphism. It has two types: operator overloading, function overloading. Operator overloading. In operator overloading, the operator exhibits different behaviors in different instances. So, for example, the plus operator. The plus operator performs addition in case if it is numbers, but it performs concatenation in case if it is strings. Likewise, the plus operator exhibits different behavior in different instances. The second one is function overloading. Same function name can be used for more than one function. So for example, here the sum function performs sum of two integer numbers in the first line, and in the second line the sum function performs sum of three float numbers. In both the cases the function name is sum, but it performs two different tasks. The next concept is dynamic binding. The code or definition of a function associated with each call is known only at the execution time. This runtime linking of function call to the function definition is called dynamic binding, or otherwise known as late binding. The last feature, the last OOPS concept is message passing. Objects communicate with each other by passing messages. Messages are passed as functions and information is passed as arguments. Here is an example of how object 1 communicate with object 2 by sending a message. These are the concepts of OOPS, that is object oriented programming. Final